Simon here. Today I was teaching somebody the guitar, which obviously is something I do regularly. And we were talking about strumming, and I actually wrote a little list of things that you need to think about when you're strumming. So often when you first learn the guitar, you think, oh crikey, how am I going to do all the left hand stuff? And even in like tutorial videos, the person teaching you don't tell you what to do with this hand. But it's almost the most important thing. So let's have a little bit of a chat all about strumming. See you in a second. Bye for now. All right, so get your acoustic guitar. With an acoustic guitar, you don't have heaps of options. You can't put like a flanger or distortion or delay really on it if you're just sitting in your room. So the only effect you genuinely have is how hard you hit it. Now, if I hit it hard like that, you can hear the strings bouncing off that fretboard, but you hear it softer as well, right? And so using dynamic is pretty much what we're going to talk about today. So tip one, let's talk about your wrist. Now, you'll all have seen guitar players do this sort of. Right? The trouble is from here to there is quite a long way, right? You're much better off trying to keep the forearm still and move your wrist, right? So you can see here that I'm hardly moving my forearm there. Now that doesn't mean that I suddenly have no power, because I still have heaps of power with my right arm. I just don't have to hit it so hard, right? So move your wrist, not your arm, is tip number one. All right, tip number two in my strumming lesson today is not only can your wrist go up and down, it can rotate, right? So when you hit the string, let me get a prop. My classy ruler that I've fixed with gaffer tape. When you hit the string, right? Here's my string, and here's my pick. Now, if I hit the string flat on, right? I'm going to have to push. Let's see if we can do it here. I'm going to have to push super hard to get the pick through the strings if I'm straight on like this, right? If I'm straight on. Now, if I am at an angle, you can see there it's going to go past the ruler or string much more easily, right? So, in addition to moving your wrist up and down, you can actually rotate it. So you can see there that now I've switched the pick up here and it's coming down through the strings. And it doesn't have to rip the strings off the guitar, right? So if the more slanting, and then when you come back up, slant back up, right? So the more loose, flexible your wrist is, the better, right? So, you can... Right? Just watch Pete Townsend. He's not going da 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 da. You see what I mean? So I'm still getting lots of power out of that, but right? Okay, so that is tip number two. Now, tip number three really is just a combination of one and two, because the outcome of that means you can be more gentle and accurate. So if you check out, I did a lesson the other day on Last to Know by Neil Finn, and it Now, what you notice there is I'm hardly moving, but I want to make sure that I catch the melody notes. Now, if I'm going, like I can do it, but it's going to be a bit messier, right? So what you need to do is just not move so much. And when you hear him play, he plays beautiful, Okay, so you don't need to be smashing it all the time. You can smash it, awesome, smash it sometimes. But the more control you have, the better the acoustic guitar will sound. As part of that, tip 4, I guess, is just using that dynamic. You know, if tip 3 was about being gentle and accurate, you can use dynamic, right? So another song I taught the other day was A Man Walks Into a Bar by Jens Lekman, which is a pretty niche tune, let me tell you. But now in this tune he does this kind of raindrops falling on my head sort of situation. Now, listen to that. So what you can do is kind of pick strum. Once you get the handle on moving your wrist and rotating and stuff, like you hear that quite a lot in, so like this. Whoops. Now, I know, I appreciate at the beginning of the song, it's much more definite, you know. Right? But you can actually kind of pick strum that. Right? G, B, C, D. Right? So you don't have to be smashing everything all the time. The thing I should have mentioned, when you allow yourself to be accurate, it means that, you know, you're not going to be playing a D major and then accidentally hitting the low string, you know, which is pretty gross, right? So, yeah, it allows you to do little pretty things like that. Number 5, and the final one for this little strumming lesson, is the rake. Now, the rake is... What's the best example of a rake I can think of on an acoustic guitar? The Rain Song by Led Zeppelin. Just one second. Okay, so the Rain Song, right? At the very beginning of the tune, he comes up with this. Apart from it being like my absolute favourite acoustic guitar song, you know, listen to the dynamic in what I just played, right? I'm not saying it's me, like the song goes like this, strum back nice and pull slowly, yeah? And again, beautiful, strumming, single pick, nice and slow, yeah? All the strings there, right? Then now you hear the difference there, like there I'm just coming through the strings, like so you see like the variety of sort of strength, speed, and how he's strumming the guitar in that song makes it sound like it sounds. Now, if he's just doing the same thing the whole time, there's zero feel there, right? Where beautiful. I could play that all day. So those are my 5 tips on strumming and making your strumming sound better, making the guitar playing sound better. It'll just make everything sound better, I promise, absolutely promise you. So number 1, wrist goes up and down, right? Instead of using all of this, right? Just use that. And also it rotates, right? Look at that, woo, crazy. Number 3 is remembering that the result of the outcome of that will allow you to be more accurate. You'll be able to hit the right strings. Oh, I'm in Crazy's tuning. Like if you were playing something like Norwegian Wood or Here Comes the Sun or something like that, it's going to be way better, way better. Number 4, using dynamic. How hard you push, how much attack you have. You know, so like the difference between this and, right, it's a big difference. So you can still play in on the beat, you know, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now you see what, pushing, making sure every strung is hot, string is hit. You see what I mean? Number 5 is those rakes where you can go in that kind of beautiful sort of thing, right? So thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please do subscribe, hit the bell for weekly lessons, and if you are able to support the channel and me, that would be awesome. You can go to patreon.com/Simon Morell, where you get access to over 3,000 charts that I've written myself. I can help you out with any song you like. A whole bunch of extra super duper things that I can't provide here on YouTube. See you later. All the best. Bye for now.